When I first saw the trailer for this movie, my immediate question was, can a movie about a serial killer be good without actually showing any of the murders, which is what the trailer boasted that it could do. And what made it more interesting was that it was through the point of view of a female protagonist, the wife of Ted Bundy. So let's find out if it succeeds. So let's get the good stuff out of the way first, and the probably the only good part about this movie is Zac Efron. Like, I've been a fan of Zac Efron since, his High School Musical days, when he played 17 again. Even Baywatch, I felt like that was really good. But then when he played Neighbors, or I think it was Bad Neighbors with Seth Rogen, I really began to see more in his acting, more in the nuances of his performances, even with roles that on the surface might seem, like his standard heartthrob roles, he still added something to it. Like, he started to pick roles that had more depth to it. And I think this role as Ted Bundy really does challenge him to push his limits to something much higher, and something that I haven't seen him do before, and I felt like he did a really great job. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that, the murders are not the focus of this movie, which might be strange considering the fact that, it's about a movie about Ted Bundy, who is probably the most prolific serial killer in American history, and to not have his murders be, the focus of a movie like this is a risk, but it's also a selling point and something that I was really interested in. A part of the mystique of Ted Bundy is his charm, is his charisma, is the way that young women kind of just throw themselves at him. And to tell the story through one of these women, his wife, Elizabeth Kendall, I felt like at the time was a great choice and made me really want to watch this movie. But I think at the end of the day, the movie suffers from a lack of commitment to any one concept. To say the movie is about Liz, to say that the movie is about her relationship with Ted Bundy, I think is not really fair, because the focus is still on the trial. And the biggest problem is that she is not a part of the trial. Like, Liz is not by his side during the trial, right? So if the whole movie is through her point of view, then how do we connect the trial, which she's not a part of, to her story? I mean, the movie does its best trying to show how much this means to her, how much her life is deteriorating because of her relationship with Ted Bundy, and the whole thing is framed around how she's trying to escape or let go of this toxic relationship. And so much emphasis is placed on Ted Bundy and on the trial, as it should be, that I never really made the connection between Liz and, the trial and Ted Bundy and the killings. And this is the cause of the second problem, which is it doesn't really go in depth into anything else either, because it's always trying to balance, Liz and the trial. So it doesn't really go into details about, the nuances of Ted Bundy's psyche. How does someone so charming, so charismatic, and, on the surface very smart, go down this path? It doesn't discuss that in any detail as well. So the emphasis is placed on the trial as the movie progresses, and the trial itself was televised, so many of the back and forth of the trial, the details, the testimonies are public knowledge. Like, there you can find them online. So in order to make the trial more compelling, we needed to really see more detailed backroom negotiating, like the preparation of the trial, like, to show us things that we didn't see that were televised. And unfortunately, the movie doesn't do a lot of that. So the last thing about this movie is that I feel like it's very conflicted in what it's trying to do. On one hand, it's trying to be fair and do justice to the real life events of these murders, of this person, of the trial, of the impact it had on, American media and history. But at the same time, it's trying to be dramatic. It's trying to tell a story, and it has a great actor trying to do his best to elevate this project to something that resembles a narrative, right? But it just doesn't do that in the end. It just doesn't commit to any sort of one concept that it has going for it, and in the end, it doesn't really feel like anything. It just feels like a pseudo documentary that's kind of like wants to tell you about this guy and his relationship with his wife, but doesn't really do that because it keeps on getting dragged away by the actual trial of the murder, which we already know the ending of. This leads to the biggest problem of the movie, is that at the end, I never really felt like Ted Bundy was extremely wicked, shockingly evil, or vile. And perhaps that was the point of the whole thing, to show that this person's actions can be so cruel and sadistic, but is he really evil? And that's something that's a question that was posed in the beginning, I felt, and never really expounded on. So guys, what did you think? If you watched it, if you are interested, not interested, let me know. I'm gonna do more of these movie reviews, especially ones on Netflix, these original ones, and also gonna start doing some TV stuff as well. So hope you guys like this content, and if you do, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well, and I'll see you next time.